How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. So I got a special gift from someone. First of all, they're a channel member. Secondly, they're a subscriber. But more importantly, and above all else, they're a friend. Thank you, the Batjan89, for sending me Grand Admiral THRAWN. I'd been looking for this guy going into Ross Ollie's, trying to see if I could score one for cheap. And you just sent me your extras. So I really, really appreciate that. He is from Ahsoka. I did do my top 5 of 2024 and 2025 Black Series the other day. Unfortunately, I didn't get him in time because this guy came out in 2024. But regardless, still appreciate the figure. It's going to go right on my Mando / Ahsoka / live action Disney Plus shelf for Star Wars, which I do have a lot of those. So yeah, with all of that being said, thank you, Dan. And let's just take a closer look at the box and get this bad boy open.
Our primary objective is to escape this galaxy. It matters not whether Ren and Bridge are killed.
Taking a look at the front of the blocks. Taking a look at the front of the box, it says Star Wars, the Black Series, Grand Admiral THRAWN. Star Wars Ahsoka. He is number 12 in that subline. On this side of the box, we get that galaxy artwork with the drawing of Mads Mikkelsen as Grand Admiral THRAWN. I said Mads, but I meant Lars because it's his older brother Lars Mikkelsen that plays THRAWN. Duh. He also voiced him in Rebels.
Thank you for the introduction, Agent Gallus. My visit is not an honor, however, but an investigation.
Looking at the back of the box, we get that artwork once again. He is number 12, like I said, and we get a blurb. Grand Admiral THRAWN, the last unaccounted for Grand Admiral of the Imperial Navy. THRAWN is a brilliant military commander. Should he return to the galaxy, he has the potential to plunge the New Republic into war once again. Yeah, you really don't want to mess with THRAWN. He's like one of the smartest... I said THRAWN. God, I'm just talking weird today. THRAWN, Grand Admiral THRAWN, is one of the most brilliant tacticians in the Imperial Army, Navy, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, he's not to be trifled with. And even in the Legends, he was very, very brutal. And if you've watched Rebels, which you should have, because I've told you multiple times to watch it, you'll see a lot of THRAWN. On this side, open window, top of the box, bottom of the box, and with all that being said, thank you once again, Dan. I appreciate it. Wow, I'm actually pretty shocked because I thought they were just going to reuse the old THRAWN body with a couple of changes, but nope, it's 100% new. Brand new sculpt, brand new everything, so that's awesome. Those legs that they gave THRAWN are so outdated at this point, so I'm very glad that they decided to update him. He is a very simple figure. There's not a whole lot on there. The Lars Mikkelsen likeness is totally there, so that's awesome. Definitely looks like him. Of course, he's just wearing a white Imperial uniform, but like I said, all new sculpt. So they kind of gave him the pudgy belly that he had in THRAWN because he's a little older. He's not as in shape as he used to be, because if you remember watching Rebels, THRAWN would absolutely wreck anybody. But we've got his Imperial insignias, his key codes or whatever they are, the pens, those are like code cylinders. Of course, his belt is different. It's a lot thinner than on the animated / Legends version that we have from Black Series. Brand new pants for him as well. They sculpted those because the old ones were double kneed and pinned, and they just don't hold up. They reused them on Walter Donovan in the Adventure series, and I'm glad they finally made new ones. Of course, we got those black boots down at the bottom, so not a whole lot of detail here. I mean, there is detail, but as far as like variants of the outfit, like we have his little neck things on there that are a little crooked because he's been reusing the same uniform over and over and over since he's been trapped on Peridia. Is it Peridia or Peridia? Whichever one. But yeah, cool looking figure. I am very glad that Hasbro did the work and put in a new sculpt because they could have been lazy, but they actually went ahead and just redid it completely. Because the thing about this is you could reuse this Imperial body. Yeah, you'd have to change a couple things, but you got the legs and the arms already. You just need different torsos for different characters, and that's really the way that Hasbro should do it. I wish they would make every figure going forward pinless and updated, but when they see an opportunity like to improve a bunch of figures, sometimes they will take it, and THRAWN seems to be that. So I'm very glad to have him. Thank you once again, Dan.
There'll be no negotiating with the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker.
Checking out THRAWN's height, he stands at just under 6.5 inches, like maybe six and a quarter, yeah, something like that. but he's under 6.5 inches for sure. And we can go over the articulation, starting at the head, which, like I said, all new. So we do get the neck and head combo, so he can look forward. It's still not very far because of that collar, but you can see it's moving. Like the collar neck is actually moving side to side. Shoulders come up 90 degrees. There's no butterfly joint in there, unfortunately, but that's okay. Single joint at the elbow goes slightly over 90 degrees. We get a ball peg in the torso, so he goes back that far, forward that far. Legs come forward, but they are blocked by his tunic to the side. There's a split there, so it's not blocked as bad. No butt kicking action, no thigh cut, no boot cut, but we do get a fully rotational joint at the knee. Coming down, we've got, of course, ankle hinges and rockers. So you could definitely have him posed in very imposing stances, and I really like this for THRAWN, putting the hands behind the back. I think that's, you know, a very imposing stance for THRAWN here. And then for accessories, we only get one thing. We get his blaster, which, let me see here if we can zoom into that. Just a small blaster. I think it's definitely a different one than the other THRAWN. So that is new sculpt as well, at least as far as I know, which is very nice. And then of course it just goes in the holster, and you put his arms back behind his back, and that is how THRAWN will probably be sitting on my shelf, just because that is totally a look for him. First of all, for scale and comparison, here is old THRAWN with new Han. You can very easily First of all, for scale and comparison, here is old THRAWN with new THRAWN. You can see the differences very plainly. His head is larger on the older one. The skin is a lighter blue. He's obviously much younger looking in the face. No photo real, but the outfit remains mostly the same. He's just a lot slimmer and a lot more in shape as a younger man, which, can you blame him? He's been eating whatever he can. I'm sure some of those creatures on that planet are pretty fatty, so you know he still works out. The belt is different, like I said. Brand new legs, brand new whole body, which is awesome, but old THRAWN is slightly taller, which is understandable. Sometimes the older scale doesn't really match up with the newer stuff, and vice versa. But regardless, I am very glad to have this updated THRAWN. The lighter blue one obviously is going to go back on my Rebel shelf, and THRAWN is going to go on my Mando / Ahsoka / Disney Plus shelf. So yeah. Here he is with Sabine and Ezra from Ahsoka. Well, it's actually season 4 of Rebels, Ezra, but they gave him photo real and labeled it as Ahsoka. And the one problem with Sabine is she's too short. She should be the same height as Ahsoka, but she's, for whatever reason, shorter. And there she is with Ahsoka. This is the season 2 Mando Ahsoka. I did not get Ahsoka the White, and it's another figure I'm going to try to look for pretty cheap. So I will keep my eyes peeled for that. But yeah, Ahsoka and Sabine should be around the same height. Here he is next to Darth Vader and an updated Stormtrooper. Jada Toys Chester and Shaggy. Marvel Legends Captain America and She-Hulk. And lastly, for comparison, with CoverGirl and Rhea Ripley. I think that covers it.
Controls. Have the main batteries target the fortress for bombardment. Open fire.
So with all of that being said, I will say that this is a worthy update to a very worthy villain in the Star Wars canon. THRAWN is great. I'm very glad that they made him canon in Clone Wars and Rebels, and now in Ahsoka. We've got more for him to do coming up, obviously, in Ahsoka Season 2. He's back, spoiler, in the galaxy that we know and love, which is where, you know, Luke, Han, Leia, Mando, all those people currently are. Currently, as of the timeline of this show, which is almost 5 years after Return of the Jedi, I believe. So THRAWN is back. We got a new THRAWN on the shelf, thanks to Dan. I appreciate you. So yeah, totally worth it. If you like this video, smash like, become a channel member, subscribe. If you're new here, what else? Comment, let me know what you think of what you thought of Ahsoka Season 2. If you're a hater, just don't even, like, it's a sequel to Rebels. I love Rebels. So I was always on board with Ahsoka, and I will continue to be, because she's also my favorite Star Wars character. But yeah, comment, let me know what you think of this figure, how your day is going. Just say hey. Do all that stuff. Keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. If you're protesting, be super duper extra super duper safe.
Love y'all. I will see you next time. Thank you, Dan, and bye-bye.
Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
Return to
Found a mythical Walmart end cap.
Ah, Morty, you're still watching this crap, isn't this? To review figures and toys and stuff, aren't you a little old for toys? Ah, jeez, Rick, you know, I don't think you should call her a bitch, and I kind of like her videos, so maybe you should shut the up. Q, Morty. Q.